Hello again, and welcome to Anime for Dummies. We review good anime, bad anime, little-known anime, and anime so popular you just want to see it die. Now folks, anime has been around for many decades now, and has been used for both entertainment and propaganda. In fact, since the birth of animation, anime has existed in some form or another. So it can be difficult for anime fans in Japan to point to one icon, one moment, which truly revolutionized the industry. Some look to Tomino for his work on the robot genre. Others look to Tezuka, the god of manga, who did to animation in Japan what Walt Disney did to animation in America. However, American audiences don't have the luxury of a rich history of anime and manga. We can trace our history with the genre to its roots in America very easily. So, gather around, children, and listen to the history of anime in America. For in the beginning, there was Toonami. Okay, I'm not an idiot. I know that the real beginning for anime in America was all the way back in 1967, with the premiere of Speed Racer in America. And Peter Fernandez was the man most instrumental in bringing anime to English-speaking audiences. But I was born in 1987, and for me, Tom, Sarah, and the Absolution were vital in introducing me and my generation to the world of anime. That being said, let's look back at the major milestone in anime history, which was Toonami.
Take heed. Go tampering with nature endangers thousands of lives. Excellent.
Toonami, created by William Street, the same guys who make Adult Swim, premiered on Monday, March 17, 1997, replacing Power Zone, Cartoon Network's previous action block of shows. Originally, the 2-hour block of action cartoons was hosted by Moltar, of Space Ghost Coast to Coast fame, at the Ghost Planet Industries building. When it began back in 1997, there was very little anime on Toonami, and it wasn't until 1998 when new shows like Robotech and Sailor Moon debuted, and introduced my generation to anime. On Saturday, July 10, 1999, Cartoon Network relaunched Toonami with a new environment, the Ghost Planet spaceship Absolution, and a new host named Tom, a blue and white Bomberman clone who was in charge of transmitting Toonami to children across the United States. The night also introduced the Toonami Midnight Run, which was originally a 5-hour Saturday night block at midnight that lasted until March of 2000, when it moved to weeknights in an hour-long format. Now, I've already talked about most of the shows for what I'd like to call Toonami's golden age. You know, that time from the late 90s to the early 2000s, when we were too young to realize how much the world sucked. I've talked about the Gundam franchise, I've bitched about Sailor Moon, and I've even dragged my ass through the entire Tenchi franchise, which was, in itself, a real challenge to my sanity. I even talked about that piece of shit 4Kids dub of One Piece that graced Toonami in its final years. So for now, let's look at the evolution of a mascot from our childhood. This is the evolution of Tom. As I said before, Tom began as a small blue and white robot on board the Absolution, who acted as Toonami's host and guide. Some might be shocked to realize that Steve Blum, who played Spike Spiegel in Cowboy Bebop, was not the original voice of Tom, even though his voice has become iconic to the character. Tom's original voice was provided by Sonny Strait, another veteran voice actor who is currently the voice of Usopp in the new Funimation One Piece dub. In September of 2000, the Toonami aired its first in a line of special interactive events known as Total Immersion Events, or TIEs. These TIEs took place both on-air and online at Toonami.com. The Intruder was the first of such events, and featured a strange alien blob that infiltrates the Absolution and grows exponentially. The short miniseries marked two important moments in the history of Tom. One, it introduced Sarah, the AI matrix in charge of the Absolution. And two, Tom dies. Kind of. The Intruder ends up destroying the original Tom, and Sarah is forced to transfer Tom's data into a new Tom 2.0, a sleeker, darker looking model voiced by Steve Blum. This model became the iconic Tom that most fans remember. As time went on, Tom and Sarah were featured more and more on Toonami, going beyond simply introducing the next show. There were more ties, of course, such as Lockdown and Trapped in Hyperspace, but there was so much more. Sneak peeks into upcoming shows, and stunning music videos and anime montages, which attracted audiences to Toonami's large and unique collection of action anime. There are many iconic and memorable montages from Toonami. Some even feature Peter Cullen, the voice of Optimus Prime, as a narrator.
Thousands programmed for destruction. March towards the future. It's coming.
They show clips from Gundam Wing, Outlaw Star, Big O, G Gundam, and several others. Finally, there are the game reviews. Before G4, The Nerd, and those guys at Blistered Thumbs, Toonami was my source for video game reviews. Although, sometimes I felt them to be a little biased.
Toonami gives Super Mario Sunshine for the GameCube a 10 out of 10. Nice work, Mr. Mario.
Anyway, as time went on, Tom was given another new look. Tom's third incarnation was given an even more mature appearance. When you look at all three, you can kind of see an evolution of the character, from a childlike character, to a teenager, to a man. But if you weren't paying attention, you probably missed just when and how Tom got this new look. That's because the story was not featured in a tie like The Intruder, but rather a webcomic on Toonami.com. Not that it really mattered. I mean, the point was that Tom, Sarah, and even the Absolution got brand new, sleeker, and cooler looks, as it looked like the show was trying to appeal to a more mature demographic and grow with its audience. It even featured shows like Cyborg 009, Rurouni Kenshin, and even Neon Genesis Evangelion as part of Giant Robots Week. At this point, I would like to formally thank Toonami for introducing me to Neon Genesis Evangelion, which eventually led to me watching the movie End of Evangelion. A true mindfuck in every sense of the word, which left me in a depression for weeks. Thanks a lot, ass wipes! Unfortunately, the mature and sleeker Toonami did not last long. I guess Cartoon Network was concerned that all these mature shows were on at a time when younger children could see them. So, Toonami was moved from 2 hours every weekday to a 4-hour block on Saturday nights, replacing the Saturday Video Entertainment System, and was replaced by Maguzi, a new block which catered to younger demographics, and showed programs like Code Lyoko, which were sucky. As for Toonami, well, remember that sleeker, mature look it had going for it? Well, that's out of the window. Instead, it catered to a younger audience, with a new location and a truly ridiculous-looking Tom. Seriously, what the fuck? It looks like someone chewed Tom up, spit him out, and put a dopey expression on him. What also sucks is that cooler and more mature shows like Cowboy Bebop, Fooly Cooly, Full Metal Alchemist, and Death Note were given to Adult Swim, while Toonami got Bobo, Naruto, Zatch Bell, and that 4Kids dub of One Piece that I despise with a passion. Now, at this point, I guess I should talk about William Street's approach to anime. See, William Street does not really like anime. It's kind of weird when you think about it, seeing as how William Street's Toonami and Adult Swim blocks are responsible for introducing entire generations to the genre. But the fact is, William Street has never gotten enough ratings from their anime programming to truly justify licensing it. I mean, sure, you get those hits like Full Metal Alchemist, Code Geass, and even Bleach and Naruto. But then you have failures like Bobo, and those mediocre-ish shows that never really made an impact, like Prince of Tennis, Moir, and Blue Dragon. The fact is, licensing anime can get expensive, and if the ratings don't pull through, then the network just stops showing it. I remember for 1 month, Adult Swim stopped airing Family Guy on Saturdays and just aired anime all night. Ratings tanked, and that was the point where William Street began to scale back on its anime, because they just didn't see the profit in it, besides a few key shows. One truly cool thing, however, came in March of 2006, when Toonami aired an entire month of films by the acclaimed anime director Hayao Miyazaki. A month of Miyazaki aired 4 of Miyazaki's greatest works: Spirited Away, Princess Mononoke, Castle in the Sky, and Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind. The films were uncut and unedited as per Miyazaki's policy not to have any of his films altered. This marathon of films really did help in re-establishing Toonami as the place to go for anime. There was even the launch of Toonami Jetstream, which offered anime and other shows online. But sadly, it all seemed to be too little, too late. Slowly but surely, Toonami began to strip away, cutting from a 4-hour block starting at 7 p.m. to a 2-hour block starting at 9. And the quality of its programming had fallen to pieces, as most of the mature anime that drew teenagers to Cartoon Network was moved to Adult Swim. On Saturday, September 20th, 2008, Cartoon Network canceled Toonami. That night, Toonami aired its final transmission. Employees who worked on the block moved to other parts of the channel. Anime was mostly handled by Adult Swim, and a new block called CN Reel replaced Toonami on Saturday nights. Toonami Jetstream remained with the Toonami name until January 30th, 2009. At the end of Toonami's final airing, the host, voiced by Steve Blum, ended the block with a final monologue, simply reading, "Well, this is the end, beautiful friends. After more than 11 years,
This is Toonami's final broadcast. It's been a lot of fun, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you who've made this journey with us. Toonami wouldn't have been anything without you. Hopefully, we've left you with some good memories. So, until we meet again, stay gold."
I'll miss you, Tom. So, what about now? Well, anime still exists on Adult Swim, every Saturday night at 12:30. Very similar to the original midnight run that aired back in 1999. As of right now, there's an hour of Bleach, an hour of Fullmetal Alchemist, an hour of Cowboy Bebop, an hour of Ghost in the Shell, 1 episode of Big O, and an hour of Inuyasha. Starting February 13th, however, a new anime takes a 12 a.m. time slot, followed by 2 hours of Bleach, Fooly Cooly, Cowboy Bebop, Ghost in the Shell, Fullmetal Alchemist, Big O, and an entire hour of Inuyasha. While it would be cool to call this block the Toonami Midnight Run once again, it really isn't. None of these animes have ever been on Toonami, and all of them have been aired and re-aired on Adult Swim, to the point where fans of my generation have already seen them many times. We're bored with them. We want something new. But since William Street has lost money on anime in the past, they don't really want to risk investing in new anime series. So what can we, the fans, do to get more anime on Adult Swim? Well, first we can watch the anime that's already on Adult Swim, show that there's still demand for anime out there. Second, we can request it. Contact William Street via email. Ask for it. If the demand is high enough, it will get their attention. Third, when William Street does put new anime on their programming blocks, watch it. Show William Street that the demand for anime is still strong. They will put more anime on if you do that. The fact is, between Hulu, Funimation's video player, Crunchyroll, and about 1,000,000,001 unofficial and illegal streaming sites, anime fans have abandoned TV for the internet, yet seem to still complain when there's never any anime on TV. The question is, really, if the same anime that you can watch anytime with the click of a mouse was available once a week on TV, would you really want to watch it, considering the convenience of the internet? Well, anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you all again on Anime for Dummies. Oh, really? What? No, I have no idea what you're talking about. What have I forgotten? The most popular show, I don't really remember which one is the Oh, you mean Dragon Ball Z. Next time. Dragon, 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 come.